Because of 2 videos, my channel went from 19,000 subscribers on September 7th to over 30,000 subscribers on October 7th. 1 month, over 10,000 subscribers. And those 2 videos still have some of the highest view counts on my channel. So in this video, I'm gonna break down the 5 steps I use to create 2 videos that help me gain those 10,000 subscribers and how you can apply it no matter what size your channel is right now. All right, quick story time. It's September 2023. I'd been putting concerted effort into my YouTube channel, but I'd still never had a video gone viral or get hundreds of thousands of views. And because I have an Apple and tech-focused channel, I knew the new iPhone coming out in September was another opportunity to try to get high view videos. Which, side note, that's always a strategy you should be thinking about. What trending topics or big events are in your niche that you can take advantage of and reach a new audience? All right, that tip was for free. But still being a relatively small channel, I did not get review units or early access to Apple devices or really any tech. So I had to think, what video can I make that will stand out from all the other videos on iPhone in September that will hopefully get my channel noticed? And this is step 1 of the process. Be creative in the topics you choose and how you cover them. So as I was watching the iPhone 15 event, one of the big highlight features, what would set this iPhone apart from other models, is the USB-C port. It was the first time Apple was moving away from that lightning charging port to USB-C. And so my idea was make a video entirely focused on that one thing, the USB-C port, but how would you make it interesting? And that was my first video idea. Video number 1 was I tested 10 USB-C devices with iPhone 15 Pro. Here's what happened. Now, I was still pretty early in my YouTube journey, but that's actually a pretty good title because 1, it tells you exactly what I'm going to do, but leads with some curiosity. Here's what happened when I tried to plug in these devices to the iPhone. And we'll talk more about packaging in a second. Now, before I could even get my hands on an iPhone 15, the early reviews started coming out from MKBHD and Mr. Who's the Boss. But a key here is to not get discouraged because of all the videos that were coming out early before I even got my iPhone. None of them were covering the USB-C port like I knew I was going to. So step number 2, zig when others zag. Keep an eye on your niche. What videos are similar creators making? And can you make something very different, still touching on similar topics, still in your niche, but that will stand out from all the other videos? A great place to look at videos people in your niche are making is going to your YouTube studio, Analytics tab on the left, and then Audience. Scroll down a little bit and you'll see channels your audience watches. So these are creators in your niche creating similar content, but even more so what your audience watches. Then you can even filter by long form videos or shorts. And here, this is going to tell you what topics are people watching on YouTube that maybe you can cover in a slightly different way. Obviously right now, iOS 26 is huge, so that's a lot of what the videos my audience is watching. More iOS 26, some iPad apps, Apple TV. So this can be inspiration, not for you to copy these videos, but what are videos that you can make that are zigging when others are zagging, covering the same topics, but in a slightly different manner, maybe more in depth? Then your video can stand out when someone's on their YouTube home tab and they're seeing all these different videos because yours is unique and different. Now, number 3, no matter how good your idea is, you have to package it well for YouTube. Packaging means the thumbnail, the title, and the first few seconds of a video. So that first video I made about USB-C, it actually was pretty short. I would have made this longer in retrospect. 1, for monetization, but 2, retention. If I had made it interesting for longer, people would have watched more minutes of that video. But in the video, you could see I have a USB cable around my neck. I'm holding accessories in my hand, plus I'm holding up the new iPhone 15. And when you're thinking about thumbnails, just a little bit of text, not too much, and an arrow pointing at something in the thumbnail can go a long way. That image paired with the title where I talked about trying 10 USB-C devices, those things work together. The thumbnail and title are both pointing to the same idea, plus that title is generating a little bit of curiosity, and the last part of the packaging is the first few seconds of the video. When someone clicked this video, the first thing I showed was the phone and the new port. And now I'm showing kind of a supercut of all the things that I connected to the phone in the rest of the video. So hopefully these accessories are generating interest, someone will see something they're interested in, and I ended it with a little fun thing like plugging a USB-C fan into the phone. And then very quickly, less than 20 seconds in, I actually started connecting things to the phone and doing the actual testing. So spending a little bit of time on that packaging, the thumbnail, the title, and the first 10 to 20 seconds of your video, those all work together to get someone to click, hook them, and keep them watching throughout your video. Now we're gonna get to repeating that process in a second, but I made a second video literally about the same topic, but slightly different title. iPhone 15 is now a computer thanks to USB-C, and this video got even more views. And frankly, I actually like the second thumbnail I made compared to the first one because I'm holding different objects in the thumbnail. I have a keyboard, a game controller, And another technique is use something that's popular in the moment. Could be a video game, an object. And even though I didn't play it, I knew a video game that recently came out that was big in the news was called Starfield. So I put that in the monitor of the thumbnail in the background. And the implication is the iPhone can play that game on a big monitor using a game controller. And I don't have to explain all that in the title of the video because someone just seeing that image at a glance, the psychology is all going to come together pretty quickly for someone who's familiar with that game. But the title is also intriguing. It's a computer thanks to USB-C. That's a bold claim. Do I follow it up? And that will make people want to click to see if I actually follow up that claim. And going back into the first few seconds, I show the phone on camera. I talk about how I connected a bunch of things in my previous video, and lots of people had questions in the comments of that first video, and I show that here on screen. That's also a validating moment saying, oh, lots of people interacted with this content before. And again, I start showing a trailer or supercut of all the things that I used, like connecting monitors, connecting game controllers, showing the settings screen that appears. And that quickly, I'm already in the content showing people what I mean by the iPhone is a computer. And that brings me to step 4. When you find something that works, don't be afraid to repeat it. I posted these 2 videos, one right after another, in the same week, like in the same 7-day period, and they both performed extremely well. The second better than the first. If you land on an idea or a kind of video that works, figure out how you can repeat that process slightly differently, build on the first idea, go more in depth, do something more creative. And this can also be a long-term strategy for your channel. I know a segment of my audience loves iPhone shortcuts, and I do too. And so that's a kind of video I keep returning to. Here in my most popular videos, 3 of them are shortcuts videos. And finding one that's easily repeatable, like building shortcuts for me, I can make videos about that all day. And now I get requests from my audience on building shortcuts, which gives me constantly new material to work with. So when you find something that works, especially if it's different, zigging when others zag, repeat that process and see if it can work again. You can also see a kind of video I do every year, the top MagSafe battery packs for the new iPhone. Here I have the best iPhone 15 MagSafe battery packs. Here I have the best iPhone 16 MagSafe battery packs, and they all perform well. And number 5, this is another key to growing on YouTube, experiment. A lot of my top videos were experiments that I tried just to see if they would work. Like my second most viewed video ever, which has over 800,000 views, is a getting started with iPhone guide. The experiment, I wanted to make a super long form video, over an hour long. And so that's exactly what I did. I went super in depth on how to use the iPhone, split it up into lots of chapters. And this video, even though it's over a year old, gets thousands of views per month because it's valuable content that's evergreen and people keep discovering it. Another experiment that I did recently was the AI browser from Perplexity. I've never covered it before. It was a little outside the Apple niche, but I found a way to package it. One, saying it's an AI browser. I used the arrow again, those work in thumbnails, and I used the title to connect it to my main audience of Apple and tech content. So I said Perplexity Comet changed how I use my Mac. And as you can see, after 3 weeks, that video is doing pretty well. And if you peruse my top videos, you'll see that there's some repeatable patterns as well. The Getting Started with iPhone guide, it performed really well. So I did a Get Started with Apple Smart Home. And you can see after 7 months, it's doing well and it keeps getting views regularly. So what were the actual numbers on those 2 videos on the iPhone USB-C port? Well, the first one earned almost 3,000 subscribers all on its own. You also see the estimated revenue from a video with that many views. And that second video did even better with 3.2 thousand subscribers. So that's about 6,000 subscribers. And because people were coming to my channel and discovering me for the first time, they watched my other videos, subscribed, and that's how I got 10,000 new subscribers in a single month. Now, if you're still in the early stages of your YouTube channel and maybe your process is what's slowing you down, you don't know how to create and edit faster, well, let me tell you a secret that I use for every video podcast I make, and that's Riverside. With Riverside, you can record up to 4K video, get super high quality recordings. You can even share your screen, add B-roll, and use the Riverside editor and its AI tools to remove silences, filler words, and edit your content fast. When you're trying to experiment and make different kinds of content for your channel, being able to record and edit quickly is key. So you can try Riverside for free today at that link down in the video description. And I just made a video about my process. So if you want to come make a video with me and I'll show you from beginning to end how I record, edit, make thumbnails, and publish, you can watch that video right here. Also, subscribe to the Riverside channel and hit that like button because we make lots of content for creators. Whether you have a YouTube channel, a podcast, and you're just starting out or trying to grow, we're here to help you find your audience and grow. Which if you're looking to monetize, I actually talk about the 7 different ways I monetize on YouTube specifically, and I'll show you some exact numbers. You can watch that video right up here. Let me know if you have any questions down in the comments. I answer all of those personally, and thank you for watching. We can't wait to see what you create.